Hello everybody, my name is Punarvas Jaikumar. I am a chartered accountant, passionate trainer. I have trained over 15,000 CA students in a career spanning of over 10 years. I am extremely excited and fortunate to be partnering with an academy for CA Foundation, and I'll be handling business laws and BCR paper. So my dear friends, if you want any sort of updates, anything for that matter, I would strongly suggest you right now go and download the Unacademy app. Just go to Play Store, just type Unacademy and you will get Unacademy learning app and you can just install the same. And if you want any kind of updates, notes, tips, audio tips, video tips, etc., please join my exclusive Unacademy Law channel. It's called PJ Law. Go to t.me/PJ Law and it'll take you right to my channel and you can enjoy important notes, audio clips, video clips, etc. And guys, we also have our exclusive CA Foundation English channel where all the educators and learners come together. This is exclusive English channel, so please join our Telegram channel CA Foundation English as well. My dear friends, an exciting announcement. We have already started the CA Warrior batch. This is a fast track batch for CA Foundation December 21 examination. It is going to be exclusively in English. We have already started. Paper 2 will be handled by me, Punarvas Jaikumar, and the quant portion will be handled by my very good friend and a co-educator, CA Neeraj Mahajan sir. You're gonna love his classes. So we will cover very all important topics, and in law we'll cover everything exhaustively, and BCR will do a quick revision. PDF notes will be shared. So as far as law is concerned, it's gonna be from August 18 to maybe, since now exam has been postponed to December, we'll also have it in the October first week or something. And exhaustive analysis of paper number 2. Live classes, guys. It's not recorded. Live classes. There will be quizzes, there will be doubt solving sessions, and unlimited access. You can watch it anytime, anywhere apart from live. I will also discuss the presentation techniques. I'll also give you revision notes, Q&A notes, and specially curated handcrafted color charts for one day before the exam revision. It is going to be almost 60 plus hours. Sir, I also want to check some demo classes if you feel like that. Guys, these classes are on Unacademy Plus. So unless you have a subscription of Unacademy Plus or Unacademy Iconic, you cannot access these classes. Alright. However, if you want some other revision classes, free classes, if you want free sessions, please download the Unacademy app. Go to the special classes section. Get access to our free special classes by various amazing educators, and you will also earn credits while you watch them. So please check out the free special classes option. On that note, my dear friends, let us begin today's session. So all right, my dear friends, let's continue our discussion on the Chartopedia series Indian Partnership Act. So in the first 2 videos which went out on YouTube, this is the 3rd video, my dear friends. So let's see. We were discussing the differences between partnership versus joint stock company, partnership act versus the club, partnership versus association, partnership versus co-ownership, and all those things, and we did all these other things as well. We understood the Hindu Succession Act, which said that Hindu males and females can become co-partners in a HUF. They enjoy equal rights of inheritance. And on 1st February 2016, Justice Najmi Waziri gave a landmark judgment which allowed the female eldest member of HUF to become a Karta. Then as far as kinds of partnership were concerned, we discussed with regard to duration, what to do with regard to extent of business, how it will be, general partnership, particular partnership, partnership of fixed term, and partnership at will. All that we had discussed, my dear friends. Then we understood what is a partnership deed all about, what do you do in a partnership deed and all this, and types of partners. We had done active or actual or ostensible partner, sleeping or dormant partner, nominal partner, partner in profits only, incoming partner, outgoing partner, yes, and partner by holding out or partner by estoppel. So what do you mean by partner by holding out or partner by estoppel? This is what we need to understand. So who is this guy? Partner by holding out or partner by estoppel? So anybody who represents himself as a partner in a firm when he is not. He is liable like a partner, any other partner, to anybody who on the faith of such representation has given credit to the firm. It is also applicable to a former partner who has retired without public notice and his name continues to be used in letterheads and all those things. So who is this partner by holding out? Partner by estoppel is what we need to see. So, if you take a person Mr. Khatarnak, Mr. Khatarnak also does, when he is, in a relationship, business relationship with two people, Mr. Anand and Mr. Sadanand. Mr. Anand and Mr. Sadanand are partners. They hire Mr. Khatarnak as an agent to do the works of the firm here and there, but sometimes they represent Mr. Khatarnak as a partner. And sometimes Mr. Khatarnak himself represents himself as a partner. Question number 1, is Mr. Khatarnak a partner? No. Question number 2, is Mr. Anand and Sadanand partners? Yes. When Anand and Sadanand tell that Mr. Khatarnak is a partner or not, when they actually proclaim that Mr. Sadanand is a partner, will that hold good? What do you think? They represent Mr. Khatarnak to be partner and Khatarnak is silent. Point number 1. Point number 2, Khatarnak represents himself to be a partner. Mr. Khatarnak represents himself to be a partner. So, in both the cases, though Khatarnak is not the partner, he represents himself to be a partner, or when Anand and Sadanand are calling him a partner, he keeps quiet. Both are wrong. When Mr. Khatarnak represents himself as a partner or allows Anand and Sadanand to represent him as a partner, though he is not a partner, it is wrong. But still it's okay. But believing that to be true means on the faith of such representation. On the faith of such representation. Believing it to be true on the faith of such representation, a third party, some random third party, gives credit to the firm. So random third party, बकरा आदमी, चलो इसी बहाने बकरी को ड्रॉ करेंगे. सर ये क्या है सर? गाइस दिस इज बकरा. मिस्टर बकरा, मिस्टर बकरा. तो मिस्टर बकरा आदमी ने क्या किया? व्हाट डिड ही डू गाइस? ही गेव मनी टू द फर्म, थिंकिंग दैट Khatarnak is a partner. Now if he thinks that Khatarnak is a partner and he gives money to the firm, tell me, if he thinks Mr. Bakra is a partner and gives money to the firm, tell me, tomorrow if Mr. Khatarnak takes the money and runs away, is Mr. Khatarnak liable? The answer is 100% yes. Can he get profits of business? No. But is he liable for the losses? Yes. So is anybody represents himself to be a partner or knowingly allows somebody else to represent him as a partner, and on the faith of such representation, the third party gives credit to the firm. Third party being Mr. Bakra. Bakra will go to court and said, sir, Mr. Khatarnak cheated me. Khatarnak did backstabbing. Correct? So is that valid or invalid? 100% he can definitely go and say, sir, Khatarnak allowed himself to be represented as a partner. The entire world knew he is a partner. Now he is telling he is not a partner. Today Khatarnak is telling I am not a partner. Will law stop him? Will law stop Mr. Khatarnak from escaping? Will law stop Mr. Khatarnak from escaping? Answer is a big yes. Law will definitely stop you from escaping. Law will definitely stop you from escaping, guys. This is called as law of estoppel. Law of estoppel. And since I am representing you to be a partner, one person represents the other person to be a partner. This is called as holding out. So one is called holding out and the other one is called estoppel. Both mean the same. So ultimately, guys, anyone, that is Mr. Khatarnak, who by words spoken or words written or by conduct, by his actions, what does he do? Declare himself, represents himself to be a partner, point number one, or knowingly allows somebody else to represent him as a partner. And based on the faith of the representation, the third party gives credit to the firm. And then Mr. Bakra will be called as a Bakra. But here is not a Bakra because he can go to the court and say, sir, today Khatarnak is running away. Now he is telling he is not a partner. So if he represents himself to be a partner or if he is a partner, is he liable for losses? Yes. Will law stop Mr. Khatarnak from escaping? Yes. Will law stop Khatarnak from escaping? Yes. This is called the law of estoppel. Secondly, can I represent the other person to be a partner? Yes. It's called holding out. So one is called holding out, the other one is called estoppel. Got it, my dear friends? That is what this is all about. Check it out. Partner by holding out or partner by estoppel is a person who represents himself or permits himself to be represented as a partner in a firm when he is not. Khatarnak. He is liable like a partner in the firm to anyone who on the faith of such representation has given credit to the firm. Also applicable to a former partner who has retired without giving any public notice and his name continues to be in letterheads. There also, guys. A retired partner who is no longer there, he has not given public notice. So of course people are thinking that he is still a partner. So will the law of estoppel, will it apply to him as well? 100% yes. The law of estoppel will apply to him also. Former partner who has retired without giving any public notice as such. Relation of partners to one another. What are the relation of partners to one another? Let's see. First, we speak about the general duties of partners. 1 second, guys. Let me just check. General duties of partners. Section number 9. Partners are bound to carry on the business to the greatest common advantage. GCA. Keyword. Greatest common advantage. So if one partner is good in auditing, other partner is good in mergers and acquisition, one partner is good in income tax, they all can come together and use their core competence, right? Their core competence, their main competence they can use to the greatest common advantage of everybody. Second, to be just and faithful. So guys, first is what? I can use my plus point and my minus point, etc. Whatever it is, my plus point in this example to the greatest common advantage. All of us can come together for the greatest common advantage of the contract. And I should be just and faithful. Means what? Just and faithful. Faithful and just. What do you mean by that, guys? Basically, the entire Contract Act lies on the concept of trust. If I trust somebody, if I am faithful to somebody, if I have to be faithful to my partner, so the entire Contract Act is based on this concept of just and faithful. Next, to render true accounts. Accounts that I render must be true in the sense I should exactly tell the other partner how much money I am making. I should tell exactly the other partner how much money the firm is making through me and what business came in and whether I've received any money on behalf of the firm, everything to render true accounts. You cannot fudge the accounts, cannot misappropriate the accounts is what they are trying to tell. To render full information of things affecting the firm, things affecting the partners, things affecting the legal representative of partners. So I should render full, 100% full information with respect to the firm, partners and legal rep. So basically, I need to be very, very honest and give full information to everyone, including partners in the firm itself, and even if one partner dies, the legal representative, I need to give complete information without fail. And it is my duty to disclose all material facts. It is my solemn duty. All material facts. What is material facts? Facts which are very, very important. Facts which are very, very important. Like for example, let's say the partner wants to get out of the firm. It's a material fact. Somebody cheated the partnership firm and only one partner knows about it. Material fact. One other person, outsider, came to this partner and said, let us cheat the other partners. Let us come hand in hand. I will give you some commission. It is also material fact. Based on the principle of faith and justice, everything I need to disclose. I should always disclose all the important decisions that has been taken. It is my duty to indemnify for the loss caused by fraud. Indemnify. Indemnify means what? Compensate. Every person shall indemnify the firm for any loss caused by fraud or misconduct without fail. The amount that is so brought in should be divided between the partners. So guys, it is the duty, if there is any fraud, one partner commits fraud, the other partners should ensure that that one partner indemnifies or compensates this person and the entire firm. So that one partner who has committed fraud should be in a position to compensate without fail. Determination of rights and duties of partners by contract, section 11. So what is this? Generally, the mutual rights and duties between partners are determined by what? Through a contract. Contract may be express, contract may be implied, and it may be varied by consent of all the partners. That's how it works. Mutual rights and duties of the partners are determined by person entering into a contract. So if you see, the rights and duties are done how? What they are trying to tell, guys, is through the partnership deed. The rights and duties are framed. So guys, this is a one important section, because generally we know act is supreme. Any act is supreme, we know that. But in this particular act, partnership act is giving power to the partnership deed. Right? Act is giving what to the partnership deed? Partnership deed, the power is being given by the act, my dear friends. Act will give power to the partnership deed, so that the partnership deed can have some terms and conditions which generally will hold good and are enforceable. So guys, there is no concept of, most important to know, there is no concept of active partner, sleeping partner, etc. in the act. To be very honest with you, if you open the act and search for active partner, sleeping partner, it's not there. Through section 11, they say mutual rights and liabilities are governed through the partnership deed. Means a partnership deed can say A is a sleeping partner, B is a active partner, A is a sleeping partner, B is a active partner. C is a partner who can only purchase goods worth 1 lakh, who can only sell goods worth 2 lakh, whatever it is. All these are governed by partnership deed. So a small line, section 11, mutual rights and duties of the partners are determined by contract. This particular thing is given by what? Purely partnership deed. Contract may be express or implied and may be varied by consent of all partners. So guys, you need to understand that the Partnership Act says, boss, you are a partner, you are a partner, you are a partner. You guys decide what you want to do in the partnership deed. But overall powers I will give. Inside the powers, whatever you want to discuss, you discuss. So that is the thing, right? Contract may be express, it may be implied, it may be varied by consent of all the partners, no problem. But guys, any one change also if I have to make, all partners should agree. Even if one change I have to make, all partners should agree. Contract may provide that a partner shall not carry on any other business. He may tell that you cannot carry out any other business. Agreement and restraint of trade, notwithstanding anything in the Indian Contract Act. This we will discuss in Contract Act later. But a contract may provide one line which says that you as a partner here will not work elsewhere. That is fair. Because you are working here full time, I am giving you remuneration also, and I am giving you huge profits also. You cannot work elsewhere. That's fine. So generally for employees, for example, not partners, employees, if you are working in Infosys, you will not obviously be given permission to work in Wipro. That's very natural, right? So if you see here, that's what it says. So contract may provide that a partner shall not carry on any other business. Agreement in restraint of trade notwithstanding anything contained in the Indian Contract Act. We will see that in the Indian Contract Act. Guys, I have been releasing videos even in the special classes. Correct? So all you need to do is just download the Unacademy app. And also I have been discussing in this entire special classes important things with respect to Contract Act also. That's why I am telling, if you want Contract Act Chartopedia series, you can go there. Also follow my Telegram channel without fail, guys. Without fail, follow my Telegram channel, PJ Law. Because it has important notes. All these, not this especially, but other important notes with respect to Partnership Act. It will really help you in the CA Foundation exam. So guys, what are you waiting for? Step number 1, go to Unacademy Learning app. Step number 2, hit install. That's it. That's all you need to do. And go to CA Foundation Plus and check out these 2 subscription plans, Plus and Iconic. I told you the difference. My personal suggestion would be go with the 24 months plan. Why? I'll tell you why. Because with the Iconic subscription, you will get 12 months. There is a combo, guys. CA Foundation and Intermediate. 12 months combo, 24 months combo. If you take the 24 months combo, the good thing is you'll also get time to study Intermediate also. So we have the CA Foundation and Inter combo both in Plus as well as Iconic. And dear friends, there is something called as Unacademy Combat Scholarship Test every Sunday at 12 p.m. Participate in the quiz, and if you get good results, if your rank is 1 to 3, then 4 to 10, 11 to 50 and 51 to 200, amazing scholarships. You're getting 50% off, 25% off. Enroll now. The code would be PJ Sir Law. And dear friends, if you go to my channel on Unacademy, I'll tell you more about it. Before that, as I told you, limited time offer. If you buy for 12 months, you'll get 2 months free. Same for both the Iconic and the Plus subscription. But I would request you go for the 24 months plan, because you'll get not only foundation, but also time to finish your CA Inter. Please, please, please guys, follow me on unacademy.com/Punarvas Jaikumar. Please do that. Please follow me. It will help me also. And you obviously can check out all the special classes that I have released. So guys, as far as conducting business is concerned, he has a right to take part in the business. He has every right to take part in the business. So if the partnership deed is silent, all partners will be active partners. So if partner is wrongfully precluded, that is prevented from participating, court can definitely interfere. He can sue for dissolution, sue for accounts. As I told you, it is applicable only if there is no contract. Usually, a term will be there in the contract where some people will be made active partner, some people will be made sleeping partner. So you should not be in a position to interfere with that. If you interfere with that, then gone. If you have a particular partnership deed already, then this will not come. Right to be consulted. Views of all the partners to be considered, my dear friends. Every partner has a right to express an opinion without fail. For routine matters, majority will prevail. Majority must act in good faith. For routine day-to-day activities, majority. If I am changing the nature of business, for routine matters, it is majority rule. When I am changing the nature of business itself, then all should agree. For routine matters, my dear friends, it is majority, but I am changing the nature of business, then everyone. For example, if I want to, let's say, have this business of buying and selling goods, routine matter is what? Asking one more supplier to supply goods, giving my contract to one more supplier, having one more client now where I supply goods to him, adding one more customer, maybe potentially adding one more branch, That is all routine matters. Then what is nature of business where everyone should agree? Now I close down this trading in goods and materials and I start a service business. I start a separate service business. I close down this business and open a new business retaining the partnership. I'll say, let's close this business down, open a new business. In that case, I'm changing the nature. When I'm changing the nature itself, who should agree, my dear friends? Everybody should agree. So if you see routine day-to-day affair, somebody, nature of business, somebody else should agree. That's how it works. So routine matters majority, nature of business, all should agree, all. Majority must act in good faith. Right to be consulted, 12C. Views of all partners to be considered. Every partner has the right to express an opinion. For routine matters, majority prevails. Majority must act in good faith. Right to access books, 12D. All partners have a right to access and inspect the books of accounts and make copies. Right to be exercised bona fide means in good faith. You cannot exercise this right in the sense that you will take the books of accounts, check the entire profitability and sell it to a rival partnership firm so that the rival partnership firm will take over one partner and they will not take over the other two partners. So all these things you should not do. You should not break the trust as partners, because ultimately, my dear friends, partnership is based on trust. Right of legal heirs or representative. So guys, if one partner dies, their heirs or the legal representative shall have the right to access, inspect or make copies of the books of the firm. Correct? When one partner dies, then the legal heirs, legal representative, etc. shall have a right to access, right to inspect, right to make copies of the books of the firm. So one partner, if he dies, his legal heir can come and say, sir, show me the books of accounts, what is happening, I want to see what my father had, what my mother had in the partnership property. That's the scene. Mutual rights and liabilities. Guys, partner is generally not entitled to receive remuneration, but he is entitled to receive remuneration only if contract allows. A partner can receive remuneration only if the contract, partnership deed allows. Why will he not get remuneration? Because guys, he is doing some business. In business, you will not get remuneration. In business, you will get share of profit. He will get share of profit, but not remuneration. Partner to share the profits and losses equally. The partner will share all the profits and all losses of the firm equally. Interest on capital is payable to partner out of the profits of the partnership. Interest on advances is at the rate of 6% per annum. So let me just show you that particular chart with respect to interest on advance and interest on capital. So as far as interest on capital is concerned, guys, generally it is not payable. Interest on capital is not payable because you will not get any money for the investment you put in capital. You will get return in terms of profit. So for interest you will not get on capital, but if it is payable, it should be given in the deed itself, and it is payable only out of profits and nothing else. Interest on advance, on the other hand, interest on advance is definitely payable. Rate of interest will be if you follow the partnership deed. Rate of interest will be as when you follow the partnership deed without fail. If deed is silent, interest rate would be 6% per annum. If deed is silent, interest rate would be 6% per annum. Got it? So guys, first of all, interest on advance is payable. Interest on advance is payable. Rate of interest, etc., you should follow the partnership deed. Generally, interest on advance is payable, but how much? As per the partnership deed. Only if the deed is silent, interest rate would be 6% per annum. So this is with respect to interest on capital, interest on advance. Right to be indemnified by the partner. So if one partner commits fraud, etc., the firm will be indemnified in the ordinary course of business. Correct? And also guys, that is one part of it. The reverse part of it. If the partner pays some amount out of his pocket on behalf of the firm, let's say the firm has to buy some goods, firm doesn't have money, the partner pays on behalf of the firm. Should the firm compensate the partner later? Yes, in the ordinary course of business he has to do so. Second, there's an emergency scenario where the partner has to step in and immediately take a decision to protect the firm. In that sense of the term, an emergency act to protect the firm from loss, then also the partner has a right to be indemnified. Indemnify means to be protected. So the prices of the goods are falling down because of the market variation. Immediately what you will do, you have whatever goods you have, you want to sell it immediately. So can you sell that is the question. Answer is yes. You are allowed to sell that, not a problem. Right to indemnify the firm for any loss caused by willful conduct of business. So I have a right to indemnify. I have a right to indemnify for willful conduct of the business. That is also one part of it. I have a right to indemnify willful conduct. So if there is any loss due to the bad or negligent conduct of business, partner does any fraud, then obviously he has to compensate the others. So these are all the rights and duties of partnership. So in the next class, my dear friends, we will be discussing much more in this Chartopedia series of partnership. So guys, as I told you, without fail, please follow me on unacademy.com/Punarvas Jaikumar. If you don't know what to do, go to any of my videos and check out the link here. Punarvas Jaikumar sir's Unacademy profile. Once you click on that, it will take you here where you will see all my followers. You please follow me and you will see my special classes. Free classes. To enter the class, you just need to put the code PJ Sir Law. If you want a discount, you have to put the code PJ Sir Law. If you want this, you have to just put the code PJ Sir Law. Very simple, my dear friends. Extremely simple. And also, if you see here, any combo subscription or intermediate plus, and we have the iconic for CA Foundation and intermediate, all you need to do is just pick a plan. And once you say pick a plan, in this referral code, all you need to do is PJ Sir Law. And magic, you will get 10% off. So this is all you need to do, my dear friends. Very simple. Thank you so much for watching this video, my dear friends. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon, because any important video released by me or any of the educators on this CA Foundation and Academy English channel, you will get a notification. Please like this video, share with among your friends, and also please leave your comments in the comment section. If you want to watch any special class of mine on the Unacademy platform, the code is PJ Sir Law. If you want to buy any product, the code is PJ Sir Law to get a 10% discount. Please download the Unacademy Learners app, and in the special class you can also get all the notes as well. You can download. On that note, see you until next time, my dear friends. Love you all. Bye, my CA warriors. Cheers.